All right, good morning, everybody. Let's get started. All right, so I just wanted to welcome everybody to PLMW at ICFP 2024 in Milano. I'm Stefan Muller from Illinois Tech. I'm the senior chair for PLMW at ICFP this year, which means this is my last year running PLMW. Next year, I'm handing it off to Ningning. So give feedback on what goes well, and we'd be happy to have that for next year. We also brought on for this year Thomas. Somewhat ironically, we brought him on because he's fairly local, and we assumed would be here today to help out. Unfortunately, he had to be in an event in Boston last night, and so the two North Americans are here, and Thomas is not able to make it. I think he will be at ICFP later on in the week, though, so say hi and thank you to him. Speaking of saying thank you, I also just wanted to say thank you to all of our sponsors who generously got many of you here and are paying for your registration and hotel. So definitely, thank all of the sponsors for the conference, but these in particular were very useful for PLMW. A lot of our funding comes from the NSF. You would have gotten in your email if you specifically were funded by NSF. Most of the rest of our funding comes from ACM SIGPlan. We do also have significant industry support, mainly this year from Jane Street is our PLMW Gold sponsor, and Tarides is the silver sponsor. So we have a great schedule for you today. So we're going to start off with this talk, and then some introductions and an icebreaker game. I think with the number of people in the room, we won't go around and do introductions, but maybe we will just do this icebreaker game for whoever wants to participate. And then we have a talk by Sam on getting the most out of ICFP. So from the applications, it sounds like for a good number of you, this is your first conference. If it's not, great, welcome back. But for those of you who this is your first conference, Sam will hopefully give you some information on how to make the most of ICFP and really any PL conference. So then we'll have our first coffee break. After the break is a panel discussion where we'll give you a chance to ask questions on research. If you're not yet in grad school, ask questions on what grad school is like or applying to grad school. Maybe if you are already in grad school, you have questions on that too. Career questions, any of that can wait for the panel. If you want time to ask the mentors those questions in a sort of less structured format, we'll have an opportunity for that after the panel as well. And that will kind of run into lunch. After lunch, we have more great talks. Simon Peyton-Jones will tell you how to read a research paper. We have a technical talk by Yannick Foster on self-verification for proof assistance. And then finally, in the last session, Harry will give a talk about his PhD compass, so guiding a PhD towards success. Then please do stay till the end. We'll have some concluding remarks, and especially for those of you who received funding from us to come to ICFP and PLMW this year, we do have a survey that you are required to fill out as part of getting the reimbursement. That's the end of the official PLMW program. After that, I don't know if this is one of the things Sam will talk about at conferences, but if you haven't been to a conference before, one of the things that happens at the end is that people break up into small groups and go off to dinner, so feel free to do that. Unfortunately, we're not paying for your dinner, so that one's on your own. I was also asked by the farm chairs to let everybody know that the farm performance evening is this evening. So if this is your first ICFP, farm is the workshop on functional art, music, and modeling. I think I got all the things in there. It's one of my favorite parts of ICFP. It's really a fantastic workshop. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're into art and music and that kind of side of things, and also want to introduce functional programming into that. That's what they do. So unfortunately, because it's today, I'm a little bummed that I and all of you have to miss farm, but they do have an evening of mostly music performances that involve functional programming. That's not here. It's at the Auditorium San Fedele, sort of over by the Duomo there. Looks pretty easily accessible by public transportation. I'm told it's a big auditorium. They want more people to come, so feel free to go to that. All right, with that, so we have an icebreaker game. I have these PLMW bingo sheets for, I have enough for everybody. I see some in the room who are not students. Feel free to participate as well. Anybody can do this. So I don't know actually how culturally universal bingo is. So just in case you have a table, this is also weird bingo. I probably can't see you from here. Each space in the table has a fact like doesn't drink coffee or uses Microsoft Windows. And so your goal, and all the sheets are different. So your goal will be to, once you get your sheet, find, go around the room, talk to people, find other people, not yourself, who these facts are true about them. When you meet someone who doesn't drink coffee, cross off that space, and then you get bingo when you've crossed off either a whole row or a whole column or a diagonal. All right, so I will hand these off. We have about 25, 30 minutes for that, and then we should probably wrap up and make sure Sam has time to speak. So try to get bingo first. We don't really have prizes, but you'll get the bragging rights of having done the best at meeting people. All right. That's it for me.